The SEC is up against XRP and Ripple once again, but it seems XRP and its community don't care. XRP is about to touch its 2018 all-time high, and it's not just XRP, but another one of the oldest legacy coins is trying to make a massive comeback. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright guys, welcome back. Bitcoin is looking a bit better today after the great CPI news yesterday, but we are pumping into resistance, so we're at a bit of resistance right now. We are holding just around at $99,000. We did pump to around just under 101 last night, but we are in this order block here, so we are at a bit of resistance. And this news came after the CPI, which I'll read real quick. The CPI summary: CPI rose to 2.9%, which is in line with the expectations. The core CPI fell to 3.2%, below the expectation of 3.3%. Overall, it's good for markets. The worst case, which was a hot print, was avoided, and core CPI coming in under was a nice surprise. The market's already reacting well. The show goes on. So Bitcoin pumped when this happened yesterday, but it is right into resistance. Now, this isn't terrible. What we can do is we can consolidate under resistance here, and if we hold above $98,000-ish, I suspect it will probably break through to above $100,000 by the time Trump gets inaugurated next Monday, I believe it is, on the 20th. So I think we are going to have, a bit of a bullish window here. I think, hopefully the worst was behind us. We do want to consolidate above here before we take any trades on Bitcoin. We do want to break through this resistance and then, consolidate above before going higher. What we don't want to see is we don't want to see this being a series of lower highs and we just continue back down here. So I don't think that's going to happen because I think the worst is behind us. This week we had a lot of macro numbers coming out. We had CPI, we had PPI data, we had unemployment. So all these numbers came out. And so the market had sold off before all those numbers kind of, in the worst case scenario. But it turned out to be not so bad. So we are pumping right now. So hopefully we don't see the scenario where Bitcoin is making lower highs. Hopefully we break above this and then we can continue higher and we start a new uptrend structure. So moving on, we have the chief legal officer of Ripple who came out yesterday replying to the SEC, filing an opening brief. And he said, as expected, the SEC's appeal brief is a rehash of already failed arguments and likely to be abandoned by the next administration. We'll respond formally in due time. For now, know this: the SEC's lawsuit is just noise. A new era pro-innovation regulation is coming and Ripple is thriving. So yesterday, this news came out, basically the SEC's last, final Hail Mary of, trying to sue Ripple came out. And it's basically just a bunch of arguments that had failed. And their chief legal officer, shared this. And Ripple also just pumped off of this news. Ripple is now, or XRP is now sitting at 318 and just still pumping. Its all-time high, its 2018 all-time high is around $3.31 back in 2018. And we're about to get there. Now, this chart just looks absolutely beautiful. I wish I was in this trade, but this looks amazing. I think we're probably going to touch all-time highs very soon, actually. We also have Cointelegraph who says, XRP now has a larger market cap than Disney at $160 billion, but also at the same time, a bigger market cap than BlackRock, which is crazy. So BlackRock, BLK stock, has $156 million, and Ripple is now bigger than that. And then also, for the first time ever, a U.S. politician has purchased XRP. Rep. Guy Reschenthaler disclosed up to a $15,000 buy of XRP. LA Charts also shares that whales about 1.09 billion XRP over the past week. And then Dom says XRP order book update. 2.5 million XRP sell wall on Binance Spot, barrier at $3.20. Coinbase is empty. Combined with Coinbase and Binance Spot, we have 13 million XRP, standing the way of all-time high at $3.33 to me. After that's taken out, it looks like 350 is the next barrier with a $3.5 million sell wall. After 350, order book basically empty to $4. So he's showing basically in the order books of Binance and Coinbase, you can see there's sell walls where people are trying to sell into the previous all-time highs because they think it's going to be resistance, which it could be. And so there might be a little bit of resistance when we come into new all-time highs at $3.30-ish. But after that, after 350, there's basically no bids. So between 350 and $4, it's probably going to fly really quickly going from here to there. So once we get above 350-ish, so once we're here, between here and here, it's pretty much empty. So after we break through, I imagine it's going to be something like this where we go into all-time high, we retrace for a little bit, and then maybe we come back up and then reclaim it, and then we just pop through towards $4. I imagine that comes pretty quickly after the sell walls are all, sold into through this zone right here. And then we have Canary Capital, which filed an amended S1 for its Litecoin ETF filing, potentially signaling the altcoin may be the next digital asset in the US to get the crypto ETF treatment following Bitcoin and Ether in 2024. So, and then Eric Balchunas, the senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg, says, we had heard chatter about the Litecoin S1 had gotten comments back from the SEC. This looks to confirm, which bodes well for our prediction that Litecoin is most likely to be the next coin approved. All that said, the new SEC chair has yet to start. That's a huge variable. So Litecoin pumped on this news yesterday. It was like up 18%. I will say it is coming into a bit of resistance right now. Kind of everything's pretty much at resistance right now. Everything pumped into resistance. So we're just kind of waiting right now. We do want to see it break above this level and then reclaim if we want to do any longs here because we are at resistance at about $118. So we do want to see it break above here before we take any positions. Or likewise, we would probably want to see it come down here and then reclaim this level around, what is this, $109-ish. We do want to see that. So either of those two scenarios we want to see before going back up. But yeah, Litecoin pumped on that news. And Litecoin is one of those OG legacy coins that is making a comeback. Sentiment says Litecoin has decoupled from other altcoins, jumping 16.1% in market cap in the last 11 hours. Just as we saw in early December, the key driver appears to be whales and sharks, holding at least 10,000 Litecoin. They have accumulated 250,000 coins since January 9th. So whale wallets are buying a lot of Litecoin. They're probably expecting the Litecoin to be the next ETF that gets approved. Maybe this is also institutions, not just regular whales, but also institutions buying in order to fill up their ETFs for a potential ETF listing. And then we have Eleanor, who responded to Eric Balchunas saying Solana ETFs were also getting engagement from staff, but the 19B4s were then rejected. Granted, that was weeks ago, with the SEC Gov still under Gary Gensler, who was out in 3 business days. It will be interesting to see the state of play and timeline for Litecoin, XRP, and Solana ETFs, which are all the most likely ones to get ETFs once the new administration takes over in 3 business days. And then moving on, we have Arkham Intelligence, who says, did Donald Trump buy the Ethereum bottom? So Donald Trump's project, Worldly Finance, bought 9.88 million of ETH with Wrap Bitcoin last night. They've now purchased a total of $46.4 million of ETH for $49.8 million, and then they're currently down about 7%. I don't know who isn't down basically on Ethereum. It's been one of the worst trading coins for a long time, but it looks like they may have bought the bottom, so that's good. They're DCAing into this project, and they got about $50 million worth of it right now. And then at the same time, around 7,820 Bitcoin and 18,520 ETH were bought on January 15th. The Bitcoin ETFs saw $755 million in inflows, and the ETH ETFs saw just under $60 million. And then we have Eric Trump, who's revealed that his portfolio includes 4 cryptocurrencies. Now, he said he's not predicting prices. He doesn't know where these things are going to go, but these are the cryptocurrencies that he owns. He owns Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Sui, which is great because Sui is the upcoming Solana of the cycle. So it's interesting that he owns 4 cryptocurrencies, one of them being Sui, but he owns Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and Sui, which are some of the biggest ones right now. And then we have breaking news. Sui is now trending on mainstream media. So it sounds insane that mainstream media outside of the US is covering altcoins, but Sui just broke the barrier by appearing on Turkish television. The next step for Sui is Takeover Agenda. Are you still locked in? So Sui is on, CNBC and Turkey. So they're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sui, Ripple, and Tether. So Sui is now in the top, talked about altcoins around the world as well. We also have Torero Romero, who says Sui has reached $50 billion in total DEX volume. So a lot of transacting is going on Sui. And then Sui has also achieved 40 million in total active accounts, marking a 20.35% increase over the past 30 days. How much do you think it'll increase in January? So you can see as their total active accounts are going up monthly at the same time as their total DEX volume. So Sui's stats are going, well, it looks like parabolic. Then we have Ali Charts, who says, whales have bought 100 million Cardano ADA in the past 24 hours. So whales have been loading up on XRP, Litecoin, Cardano, and Sui in the past 48 hours. And then Julia says, Grayscale continues to accumulate more and more Cardano ADA. What about you? So they said a 300% appreciation reinforced their interest in ADA. So as ADA went from 33 cents to $1, it reinforced their interest as price went up, and obviously that makes things better. And then Nala writes, Grayscale is accumulating more Cardano. The chances of an ADA ETF have jumped from 15 to 33%. Is the ADA ETF closer than we think? So right now, in terms of contenders, we have XRP, Solana, and Litecoin for ETFs. But then ADA looks like it's like the top contender after that could be getting an ETF as well in 2025. So ADA looking pretty good as well. Everything pretty much coming into resistance right now. So like we said with everything else, once it breaks through this previous level of resistance, we want to see it reclaim this level and then continue higher. And that would be a great time to take a trade or buy Cardano right now. Because what we don't want to see on every coin that we pretty much covered today is we don't want to see these lower highs form, and we don't want to come back down to this range here. So you want to be, especially sure that this time is different and we are breaking above this level here before we're taking any trades, this level of resistance right here. So, Bitcoin's going to be up for a big week next week. This week was kind of the sell-off before the inauguration, but also before all the news and CPI and data. And then hopefully next week is the very big bullish week, and we can finally go into altcoin season that we've been waiting for. So again, that's it for the video today, guys. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.